Alrighty, good morning, guys. It is Thursday, the 22nd, about 8 in the morning, and for the QQQ futures, aka the NQ, watching the daily 8 EMA here, which is the blue moving average. You got the big pop off the bottom, they pull back to the 8, they hold it, they pop, pull back to the 8, they hold it, they pop. And yeah, I think for today, tomorrow, into next week could be a decent little over-under level. From a big three signals point of view, 4 hour neutral, 2 hour neutral, a sell signal on the 1 hour and the 5 minute. So we're at a point where, yeah, you got a much better looking weekly chart, better looking daily chart. One I would want to buy the dip on, but it's a question of, am I buying it here at the 8 EMA, or could they break it and then maybe I'm buying it closer to the 21 EMA, which is a general statement, does offer a better risk reward. Yeah, and that'll be a lower time frame thing. If they are below the 8 EMA and they have the 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute sell signals in the short term, could be an easier short. They hold the daily 8, they go get a 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute buy signal. You buy it and you hold on tight. So some patience here required for the QQQ, and then S&P futures. Now they're breaking the 8 EMA. If they can't get it back above, maybe a kickback into what could be 5805 to 5800. All right, break it out, pop it, get better momentum, trigger the buy signal. Maybe a kickback to the 200 SMA here could be a good test of character and a good buying opportunity. So patience on the QQQ, patience on the S&Ps, and yeah, I think if they're below that daily 8 EMA, look for lower time frame sell signals and maybe a pullback to a daily 21. But all right, what are a couple of things that still look pretty sharp here? And if we jump over to the big three sheet, things are still working in the favor of bulls, but from a strength perspective, a little bit of a drop off. Indexes have 22% of their best score, Big 10 at 40%, sectors at 28. Collectively, we are at 30% of our best possible score. So yeah, it's a little bit bullish, but my socks are firmly on my feet. QQQ with 48%, S&P's at 32. The Russell down here at -6. And then in terms of good-looking sectors, that'd be Bitcoin, silver. I hate trading silver. No more trading silver for me. Gold, I do like trading gold. Gold's been good to me. Gold with 83% of max strength, utilities with 64. Now where's big tech? Big tech XLK down here, 35%. Not bad. Doesn't make for an awesome short. But if I want to buy the bad boy, could we get back into at least 50% or better? The SMH at 33, and then same thing down here: energy, healthcare, and biotech. Just kind of eh. Netflix at 91%, Broadcom at 70, Microsoft at 60. It won't be a Netflix, Broadcom, Microsoft, Google, Tesla thing. It'll first be a QQQ S&P thing. If they can't get back above that daily 8, I don't think it's bearish, but a decent pullback to a daily 21. Bigger picture in most cases makes for a great buying opportunity. Just means maybe for a few days here, Netflix might pull back, a Broadcom, all the above. And then Apple, the -50. So Apple's a pretty big issue. Big important name, big heavily weighted name. Not the best score. And then the top bulls would be Bitcoin at 98%. You got Philip Morris, you got the Smelly Melly. Some Monster Beverage, we traded that last week. ADP, VRSK, again, Netflix, Silver, DoorDash, and the GLD. The bad boys, these guys up here, Pepsi, UNH, all the above. And then a few of my favorites are Bitcoin, Netflix, Gold, Costco, Broadcom, Mickey D's Crowd, MicroStrategy, and the Tesla. So for a few of these here, let's look at the... Well, first, let's go look at the Bitcoin futures, which are... Oh, nice. Got filled on my my NQ short. Yeah, I'm looking to bankrupt the prop firm world. Took my first 3K payout from top one last week, or Monday rather. Should be in good shape for another one next week. And now on the top step combine, we're moving and we're grooving. But all right, so Bitcoin futures here, nice breakout. And I think the real kicker here is the fact they finally fired that weekly squeeze. Yeah, they're trying to get through the highs here. Very, very similar pattern as the one you had back here. The chopping, the squeezing, the white arrow, and the breaking out. Pretty big breakout, mind you. And then the pullback, they're chopping, brand new weekly squeeze. Yeah, looking pretty sharp here. So, not today, and maybe not this week, maybe not without a decent flush, but bigger picture above these highs should be a path into, looking up here at that third ATR around 120-ish. So Bitcoin looking pretty sharp. Until things change, as long as that weekly squeeze is fired long, I like it for a pullback buy. I also like it for, you buy the 15-minute squeeze, buy the 30-minute. Can make for a good time. And then with that, you got the MicroStrategy. We have the 490, 500 call debit spreads for June. And yeah, good looking weekly here. They got to get through that 430, through the 430. We would look for a push gradually into 490, 500. Right, same moment in time you had back here. Big weekly squeeze. They finally get that momentum shift. Kicks off the white arrow and some good stuff back there. Good looking Bitcoin, good looking MicroStrategy, and then for Costco here. I don't love the fact earnings are next week, but I do love the 2-day squeeze. White arrow, perfect structure, perfect score of 15, A+ setup. Now they could announce earnings next week and they crush the thing, or they could announce earnings next week and maybe a little gap up here could kickstart the push higher off the 2-day squeeze. From that we can jump over to Crowd. Again, indexes first, then the stocks. So Crowd with earnings on, I think it's June 3rd. Very good looking weekly. White arrow, perfect scores of 15. Through 450, I think they want to push into 500. The big 500. White arrow on the weekly and then the white arrow on the daily. Double dose of that white arrow goodness. But earnings could change all that. So trickier to trade here in the short term. From Crowd, we can jump over to not the sexiest name, but I'll show you. And I do enjoy me a Big Mac every now and then. A lot of white arrows for McDonald's. White arrow squeeze on the monthly. White arrow squeeze on the 3-day. White arrow on the 2-day. And then they done did it here on the daily. It's not an Nvidia, not a Tesla. It probably won't break out and go up 10, 15, 20% in 1 week. But from a good-looking squeeze point of view, that is a good-looking squeeze. And a couple more here before I hit the road. So, Tesla. A lot like the QQQ, right? Big pop off the bottom. Pull back, big push, and you get that 8 EMA around 335, we'll call it. Should be a pretty big short-term over-under. If they can keep it above it, I would look for your next 15-minute, 30-minute buy signal. Then jump in, then they can maybe finally get that breakout through 350, which I think, bigger picture opens the door for a push back in the 400. Below that daily 8 with 15-minute sell signal, 30-minute, all of those bearish things, could kick back into 320, 315, which I would still like it down there. Trend looking pretty good, got the structure. Yeah, kick back to a daily 21 EMA, not the worst thing. And then Nvidia. Nvidia at the daily 8 EMA with earnings next week. Could be big for Nvidia, could be big for the Qs, all involved. And then Broadcom. So here's the kind of market we're working with. We had jumped in and bought some Broadcom calls on the On the 30-minute squeeze in my room yesterday, let me ditch the 8. Right, beautiful 30-minute squeeze in a good relative strength name. Jumped and bought it right around here. Caught the immediate push, which is always a great thing. And then out came the bond auction, down went the S&Ps, down went the QQQ, and down went the Broadcom with them. So we had bought in the 240 calls for a couple of weeks out at 515. They got to about maybe 620, 630. And then on the dumper there, we got rid of them for 530. So it was a lot of work for a 15% profit. But you got a 2-hour and a 1-hour squeeze still trying to shape up. Again, QQQ first, then Broadcom, then MicroStrategy, Costco, Crowd, all the above. But all right, guys, keep it nice and simple today. QQQ below the daily 8 EMA. 15-minute sell signals, 30-minute sell signals. Could be a market in the short term trying to pull back into a daily 21 EMA. I don't think the end of the world. I don't think the end of the potential for a pushback towards all-time highs, but if we get there, we shall take it from there. Thank y'all again. Have a great day. And don't forget, if we real quick here jump to the website. For the Big 3 squeeze indicators, we are doing the Memorial Day sale. So check it out and use memo. Where's the code here? Code should be, memo 25, and then the Big 3 squeeze system. You can grab that for 20% off. And that includes the, it's a lot, so hang on tight. That includes the Big 3 squeeze histogram. Right, the customized MACD line, the slingshot signals, the white arrows. That includes the white arrows on the charts. That includes all these labels. That includes the scans. That includes the multi-time frame squeeze labels, and that includes the multi-time frame squeeze watchlist columns. That and a little bit more in that bundle. So yeah, memo 25 is a coupon code, and you can knock a cool 20% off that bad boy. But thank y'all again for watching. Have a great day. Go get them, and I'll talk to you probably tomorrow. Adios.